All right, what's going on, guys? It seems like things are getting a lot crazier out there. You know, what I've been seeing in the news for the past month, I mean, man, you know, it just seems like everyone's so divided. I mean, I don't even know what the hell's going on. I mean, it's getting depressing at this point. But I really, you know, kind of only care about, you know, my generation and the things that we're going through. I mean, we're going to be running the country one day. And with this economy and how things are going with not only that, but the debt, I noticed there's a lot of young homeless people like myself who, you know, have to resort to either living in their car or just living at home with their parents, just completely clueless and directionless, you know, like, oh, sweetie, you know, you went to college for 4 years and, you know, you're in your mid-20s now, and you know you've been sitting on your ass for 2 years, applying to 500 jobs and not getting any. I think it's time for you to move out, or you know, settle for a minimum wage job with a ton of debt. Because I don't know how I can express this enough. I feel like just such a broken record with it because everyone is kind of talking about how bad the economy is and how bad, you know, Gen Z has it when it comes to searching for jobs, but man, I'm telling you, it's not even. They think we're like bullshitting or something. I've been there. I know. You know, I've been there. I've spent a period of my life applying to jobs constantly, getting ghosted, getting, you know, no second interview, no follow up, no nothing. It's just kind of ridiculous, you know. And these aren't even like the top tier sort of jobs. You know, I got pretty lucky with what I'm doing right now. I decided to get my CDL. I've been trucking since like March. I don't drive an 18-wheeler. I've talked about my job before, but it pays good. I got extremely lucky. You know, it pays good benefits, and you know, it's getting crazy out there. You know, because I'm checking out of this motel today. I don't know when I'm gonna upload this because I'm pretty fucking tired, man. But it's getting crazy out there with the homeless, you know, and just in general. I mean, since I do drive a truck, I'm constantly in just like different areas. I'm looking like just, and even in, you know, because I used to live in New York City. I don't know how bad it is now. I've slowly seen the decline of New York City. You know, I lived in Brooklyn ever since I was like 10 up until last August. And I don't know how bad it is now, but I saw the slow decline. You know, with crime and just everything. And there's just homeless people on drugs, fentanyl, just doing the zombie shit. I swear to God, it's like all the same. They have like this thing where and I've seen them in Iowa too. They just have like these, it's like they're trying to touch their toes, but they can't. And they're just like swinging their arms around and they can't even move. They're like stuck in place for like hours on end. I can't even, you know, wrap my head around that. I mean, it makes sense because, you know, I want to talk about this one kid who I talked to at the library. This was like, I don't know, maybe like last winter. This poor guy, you know, he was like a few years older than me. He was 26 years old. Normal looking white dude. Just, you know, same height as me. Maybe like 5'10", 5'11". You know, brown hair, but he was like kind of dirty. Like his hair was like all messy all the time. Like there was a bunch of knots in it. And I would pass him a lot because he had like this shopping cart. He would loiter outside the library. He never actually really went in. He would just kind of sit there. There was like this little bench made out of stone that he would sit on with his shopping cart. Had like a bunch of shit in it. And he just, I would just pass him all the time until one day, I don't know how, I just ended up talking to him. He told me that, you know, his parents wanted him to go to college and they were mad he didn't go to college. And, you know, he ended up working at Walmart. They were mad at him because he couldn't fucking pay for shit. He couldn't, you know, he was getting older. And I mean, it all depends on who your parents are, honestly, in the end of it. Because in this economy, you can't buy a house. It's impossible for anyone from like 20 to 30, you can't buy a house. It's just not happening. I'm one of the lucky ones who can actually get an apartment, you know, which I got this sort of in-person sit down with the landlord. I'm pretty fucking prepared for it. You know, I'm going to be very like I think I got this, you know. because it's about time. I mean, from just everything I've been seeing over the past month or two and that I've been experiencing this summer with just sleeping in my car, it's not safe and it's not even manageable. It's just been horrible. But anyway, yeah, this guy, so his parents kick him out because he was working at Walmart. You know, he said he was bad with his money. I mean, what's the minimum wage? Like $15? You're never going to grow in places like that, and you can't survive off of $15 an hour. I do remember this one comment that'll always stay with me. It was this one guy who was like, my grandfather, he would bag groceries for a living, and he was able to have 4 kids and buy a house. And I mean, I believe it, you know. But now, yeah, so anyway, that guy, saying, yeah, my parents kicked me out, so I kind of was couch surfing for a while at friends' houses for, a year until they kind of just stopped talking to me. Yada, yada, yada. Basically been homeless for like a few years, just doesn't have a phone. He said he never got his license because he just never did. And that's the thing, guys, get your license. If you're young, I don't know why the fuck you wouldn't. If you don't have your license, you're pretty much screwed, But anyway, so he's just been on the streets, pretty much. And I was asking him, I'm like, what do you want to do for the rest of your life? He's like, I don't know. I don't know how to do anything, And I thought about interviewing him, at the time. But anyway, he just disappeared one day. And I was like, all right, I guess he, just not there anymore. But he came back one day, like this was like a month later. And I remember seeing him outside again, and he's like, oh man, I was sleeping and a bunch of people just beat the shit out of me and stole everything. So I went to a shelter, and the shelter kicked me out within about a week, and now I'm back here. And like, you could tell he was like on the verge of like fucking like he was just miserable, man. And I see shit like this all the time, like a lot of young Gen Z guys getting kicked out who just have no clue what the fuck they're doing, And it does make me sad, because if I was able to, like back then, if I was able to work at like McDonald's and make a living for myself, not even like, I'm talking about like a livable wage, like something where, because I have no problem living like a minimalist lifestyle. In fact, when I do get my apartment, I'm not like, look, I'm not having like really anything. I'll have like maybe 1 or 2 pieces of furniture, 1 fork, 1 plate, 1 knife, 1 pot, 1 pan. I mean, I've talked about this. I have no problem with that whatsoever. And, I probably would be, I mean, it depends on how much rent is and all that stuff, but I probably would end up, like with all the bills and everything, probably would end up with, just like surviving by paycheck to paycheck, even though I make a pretty decent buck at my job. And that's the thing too. I've been seeing, because I drive a truck, right? And I just get like all these videos recommended to me. And I know Canada, I've been seeing like these YouTube shorts of like Canadian, because they have like mass immigration over there, and they have Canadian Indian truck drivers that are just, I'll see these TikToks of them just like crashing into shit, driving on the wrong side of the road. And, truckers are pissed. They're like, what the fuck is this? Because here's the thing about getting a CDL, what I want to talk about. I mean, you could get your Class A in like 2 weeks, which is ridiculous. Like if you come into the country, you can get a license and a CDL in like 2 weeks. I swear. And then you're behind the wheel of a 18-wheeler, which, I mean, driving an 18-wheeler is the most, I mean, it's hard, it's not easy. I've been driving ever since I was like, 17, 16, because my mother had just kept drilling it into my head like, oh, that's what we did back in the day. You get our license young, and, you got to get your license, That's like the best thing she ever did for me, honestly, because no one else in my class, in my grade, like, because in New York City, you don't gotta fucking, if you're working there, just take the transit, take the bus, take the subway, all that shit. I mean, who the fuck, I wouldn't even trust that anymore. You get stabbed by some psycho or some shit now. I don't know, man. I don't know what the fuck is going on with the world, Just very, I don't know, just very violent now. And I mean, in like August, I was sitting at the park because it was like really hot in my car and I was just bored. I was on my phone. Some fucking guy just came behind me and tried to rip my backpack off of my back. And I turned around. I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? And he just started running away, like just bolted. And I was like, okay, well, I guess that's it. That's done. You know, I'll just keep my backpack in my car and just have everything in my fucking pockets, you know. At that point, I just don't feel safe anymore. I really don't, man. You know, and this motel is a shithole, shady ass place, you know, and I'm just, and also, yeah, it just makes me really sad seeing people on drugs on the streets. You know, when I drive around all day, I'll see areas where they have like tents and shit. And it's like a whole sidewalk will have like some homeless people, or there'll be like a homeless camp randomly somewhere, or like a bunch of homeless people on drugs, you know, like with hardly any clothes on, sitting outside like a convenience store. And I kind of understand like the addiction aspect of it, because, you know, some people, they do drugs just to stay up the whole night so they don't get robbed. And it's very stressful. Like your body goes into like this severe fight or flight response sort of mode as well, you know, because you don't know what's going to happen, you know, when you're on your own. It's not easy. People think like, because I was like so stupid and naive, because months before I actually started living in my car, I knew that was going to be the case, you know, because me and my mother weren't getting along. My grandmother wanted to sell this house in Brooklyn that we were both staying at. And, you know, I knew I was going to give it a try anyway. But, yeah, like a bunch of stuff happened, and then, yeah, during August, that was like sort of it. You know, I'm not going to get into like everything, but that kind of like started my journey, and I feel like I've matured like so much in this past year. Just I've like learned a lot, because sitting at home, when I was neat sitting at home, it was just hell on earth. I would have never evolved as a person, I don't think. 100%. I wouldn't have done anything with my life. I probably would have like lived with my mom until I probably would have went with her or whatever. And because she went to California to quote unquote retire, I guess, which from what I've heard, I haven't spoken to my mother in over a year, but she's living with a friend in LA, you know, out of all places. That place, holy shit, you couldn't pay me to go there. Yeah, just like she's basically getting taken care of, you know, because my mom, you know, she's a senior citizen, you know, she has like a bunch of health problems. Both my parents had me late. I mean, for fuck's sake, you know, my dad recently had a heart attack. He's recovering. He's good. You know, he'll be 71 in like 6 months, March 16th. He'll be 71 years old, you know? And it's just crazy to me, you know, like I got to really just rely on myself, you know. Had I not gotten my CDL, which, yeah, it's like depending on the courses, class, like whatever, you could have it in 2 weeks to maybe like a couple months. I mean, for me, I don't drive an 18-wheeler, you know, I drive a box truck for this liquor company. You know, I drive around like to various like stores and shit and bars and all this type of shit, do the paperwork. It's a very easy, down-to-earth job that pays extremely well. And the weird thing is too, like I was looking for other trucking jobs, and I swear to God, like, what was it? Like, I swear they're paying less now, you know, like they're paying a lot less. I don't know if it's me or if I'm just like, I don't know. I just feel like the same jobs I looked at, they're paying like a lot less. And I'm just kind of confused about that, but got a good thing going now, you know. But if I do get behind the wheel of an 18-wheeler, I would 100% like probably take like, because some of these, they don't even teach you how to drive. You know, you get your CDL in 2 weeks, they don't even show you how to drive a truck at all. You know, or not even that, like 10 days you could probably have one. You can just hand them out like candy to fucking anybody. You know what I mean? And it's dangerous. You're driving this monster fucking vehicle. You know, let's say you're on the highway, you know, you slam your brakes, you're going too fast, and then boom, just bowling, you know, on the highway basically. You're just like ramming through cars. Like it's dangerous. You know, you don't want to fucking hurt anybody. So I would definitely take a course if I want to drive an 18-wheeler, because I know it's not easy. I've had some family members do trucking, and I've been driving, it feels like for the past, like I've been in my car, it feels like for the past, I don't even know, God knows how long. I don't know, last 5, 6, 7 years, I used to spend a lot of time in my car anyway, as it was, just to like get away from, all the drama in my personal life, just drive around. And so this is just something that's very, common for me and shit. But yeah, the whole CDL thing, I mean, it's an easy job. I'm just worried that AI would replace it or something. You know what I mean? Like self-driving cars, I know they're getting a lot better. If someone told me one day, like in the next, 2 years, 3, 4, 5, maybe even decade, if I'm still here, if just self-driving cars become a thing and all truckers are just not needed anymore, I'd be fucked, because I don't have any skills. I grew up with no skills. I didn't have any direction in life. My parents didn't really. They just told me, oh, you'll figure it out. At 18, we moved out, because the economy's the same as it was back then. And, you can buy a house at 18 and do this at 18. And it's like, no, nobody's moving out at 18 unless they're like a crypto millionaire or some shit or did something, I don't know, or some famous somehow in high school, and we're able to generate revenue. No normal person is moving out of their parents' house at 18. Instead, you're getting like either some minimum wage job that you have to fight tooth and nail for and pray to God that like, your parents don't kick you out because you're not into $15 an hour is nothing. You're not going to be able to move out on that. Even if your parents let you save, because some parents will be like, oh no, you got to pay us rent now. And you're just not going to have any money. You're just not going to have any money. Or you go to college, put on tremendous amounts of debt for a degree in highly competitive fields that you're just applying to that nobody gets back to you on ever. It just seems like everything is just one big scam now. And I mean, I found my way out with trucking. That was my sort of thing, CDL, quick and easy. I'm a good driver. I don't fuck around when it comes to driving, and that's the thing too. Like if you have to suddenly live in your car, you don't realize how difficult it is, especially at first. You might think it's a piece of cake, but no, it's not. There's a lot of things. I mean, YouTube definitely helped with that for sure, like 100%. But you have to worry about some asshole ramming into your car and then it's totaled. You have to worry about, keeping, maintenance on your car. If it breaks down, you're screwed, all of that. And, yeah, man. I mean, no Gen Z is really mechanically inclined. I mean, I don't even know how to fix a fucking tire, So, I mean, that kind of sucks. But yeah, it's time, things are kind of getting bad out there. And this apartment I have high hopes for. If not, I'm just going to keep looking until I get one this month. It has to be this month, man. I was even looking in, Five Below. There's this store called Five Below. Because I don't know, I checked it out. They have like some sort of stuff for like apartments, like little like cheap, not like furniture, but like stuff you could put around the house, stuff like that. And I noticed, I'm like, it's all self-checkout. There's one guy stocking the shelves. There's only 2 people working because, the woman that was standing at the self-checkout was complaining about like, oh, why is there only 2 of us here today? And I feel like everything's going to be self-checkout, but that's the problem. I mean, if everyone, because you could easily steal something from there. Those self-checkout places, it's so easy to steal. And then guess what happens? You walk out with a bunch of shit. I already know from like living in New York City, prior that if you steal under like, I don't know, it's like 900 something bucks, they don't give a fuck. They'll give a slap on the wrist if you get caught. And what happens is all these prices have to raise because they keep losing product and shit instead of hiring like actual cashiers, and getting more jobs out there, I suppose. But I'm so astonished as well at how expensive food is. Like, how is anyone's brain functioning? I'm pretty sure my brain is filled with like, I don't even know, just pure soy and just crap. Because here's the thing, right? I mean, I've already talked about this, with the whole Chinese buffet, loading up 2 gigantic boxes, like 2 pounds of food for like fucking $13 and walking out with it, as opposed to, because that's all crap for you. I mean, I suppose you can get like vegetables and meats, which I've been like trying to do. I've been trying to eat healthier and lose weight because I'm really unhealthy right now. But like that food's crap for you. It's like low quality, so much sodium, and like they throw sauces on it, and it's just not good for you. But at the supermarket, like meats and just organic shit, there's no possible way that you could afford that, and or just at least have it not put a big dent into your wallet, I mean, I've had a comment of like, oh, you should just get like a big bag of rice because you can get like monster bags of rice for so cheap. But I feel like it's the same with ramen. That I buy ramen a lot. I have like this butane stove that I use for like shit. I buy ramen a lot. It's like the same thing. Like, what nutritional value does rice have besides like calories and carbs? Like, how is this actually fueling your fucking brain? I feel like if someone were to be like, hey, you could eat anything you want for free, for completely free, and I was able to eat like, I don't know, ground beef, eggs, and a ribeye every day whenever I was hungry, right? And I did that for 3 months, I'd probably like lose so much fucking weight, and it fuels your brain. It's from the earth, it's natural, it's organic. It's like it's your natural diet. Instead, we're eating this soy crap. Even for that, a bag of chips is pretty expensive now, $6, $7, $8 for that shit. I mean, I don't have EBT. I probably should have gotten EBT, but I didn't. But because I know a lot of people have that. A lot of like young people have EBT, just like anybody. But it's insane because it's just it's so expensive food. I mean, if you're trying to feed a family, let's say you want a family one day, you're not going to have a family. How the fuck are you going to feed one child, let alone two, 3 children? I mean, the birth rates are already going down extremely, just exponentially. It's insane. Even if you want a family, even your most average normie ever wants a family, you can't have one. Instead you gotta, and yeah, you'd be lucky enough to get an apartment, like super, super fucking lucky. Or your other option is to get a bunch of roommates who may or may not be assholes, or may or may not, think you're an asshole, because maybe you are an asshole and you don't know it. Then you cause a bunch of conflict and you're all fucked up, Like, I can't see myself ever having roommates and that working out. I mean, even any like old friend I ever had, I could not see myself having them as roommates. I just couldn't do it. I'm a very like, I really like spending a lot of time alone. I'm just so used to it. I mean, I've gone like weeks in the past of just complete isolation, just no contact, just barely any, like 99% of my time is just me by myself, pretty much. So, I mean, yeah, I don't think any of this shit's great for society. AI, the job market sucking. Because I predict in like 10 years, no one's going to be able to afford a house, right? In the next 10 years, they're going to get knocked down. Every single suburban area is going to get knocked down. They're going to build these like massive sort of like hotel sized. I mean, I talked about this shit before. They're going to build like these apartments, like sort of like motel apartment or hotel apartments. And they're going to have like these fucking robots. You think I'm kidding? I swear to God, like we're going to have robots or some sort of like AI thing that's going to do everything for us, And jobs are going to get so fucking scarce to the point where no one's going to be able to find work. No one's going to be able to do shit. And you're just going to have this tiny apartment and, put a smile on your face. You're just sitting in that fucking thing forever, ordering food with whatever money you get or have. And it just seems very dystopian, but I could for sure see that happening, I mean, even with the self-driving cars, like I said, if I lose my job to self-driving cars, I'd be fucking pissed. you know? That would suck, because what else am I going to do? I don't have any other skills. You know, sitting around, that's not a skill. I don't do anything, you know? I don't have any interests or hobbies in anything. I like my job. I don't hate it, you know? And if, like, that gets taken away from me because a fucking robot can drive better than anybody, that would suck. Yeah, I mean, even, like, the cashiers, yeah, like, what the fuck? A robot is going to order your shit. Robot's going to cook your McDonald's soy burger for you, you know, put the slop on, you know, go to Burger King, you know, Soybot 3000 is going to put your soy burger, or not even that. Maybe a machine will just put on all the ingredients and pop that fucker out in 30 seconds. You never know. But I can't see it being good for the future of even Gen Alpha's probably screwed. You're not going to be able to have a single sort of original thought, I suppose. I mean, if you have an AI bot that's with you all the time, sort of like this universal thing that knows everything, that becomes your buddy. I mean, I've read some fucking horror stories of people going into like AI psychosis because they think that shit's real. They're listening to the bot and they're like doing crazy shit. Like the AI bot doesn't know you're schizophrenic, you know? It doesn't know any of that shit yet, I suppose. But, I mean, even school just seems like a major joke. Like, if I was growing up in school right now, I mean, when I grew up, we had that photo math shit for math. But, I mean, it gives you such complex answers to shit, but it doesn't really challenge you, though. That's kind of the problem. AI is not really based, you know. But that's the thing I hate about, like, Googling shit. It gives you the AI summary, and people just look at that and go, oh, see, that's what AI says. Dude, fuck that shit, you know? Just do your own research from actual humans, you know? Read books. I mean, fuck. Anyway, yeah, for school, I mean, you could just cheat on everything. You know, I mean, I guess when it comes to the test, you probably wouldn't do that good. But I guess it wouldn't even matter. I mean, if you're that lazy, not caring, you get AI to do your homework, that's like, what, a certain percent of your grade. The assignments are a certain percent of your grade. The tests, I mean, you could probably fail all those or do part, like okay-ish, you know, just if you have like a basic grasp and still pass the class, you know what I mean? That's what I did in college before AI, you know, in the whole COVID lockdown, just fucking Google everything, all the answers, and just pass and didn't learn shit, you know, just to get my little piece of paper. Thank God I didn't go on to get my bachelor's, man, you know. And I find it absolutely hysterical. I want to talk about this shit. My parents told me that if I didn't go to college, I would end up homeless. That is fucking hilarious to me, because look what happened to me, you know. And both my parents, they don't have any, you know, I got to rely on myself. My parents don't have anything, you know, they don't have anything to, like, they can't help me, is what I'm saying. And I always felt like a burden on them anyway. I never had a real good relationship with anyone in my family. So not talking to anybody except my cousins, you know, that's not bad. I don't really care that much. I mean, I'm the youngest person in my family. Pretty much. I mean, I do have a cousin that's younger than me, but I don't talk to him. You know, a few of my uncles died. They were in their 70s. And it's just I don't have any grandparents anymore. And then, yeah, so I don't know. I don't have much of a family to begin with. And you know, I'm just on my own, you know, and it really sucks. But once I get this apartment, things are going to kind of change for me. You know, I think I just won't have to be fucking paranoid 24/7 of some asshole breaking into my car, fucking threatening me over something stupid because they're on drugs and they're not thinking straight, you know, because it really is getting that bad. Fentanyl zombie 3000s, young people that are so lost on the streets, don't know what's going on, don't know how to fix anything because they can't make enough money. No one's going to hire you if you tell them you're homeless or if they can see that you're homeless. I got lucky enough to have a car and a smartphone. If I didn't have that, I would be more fucked than you could possibly imagine. I'm grateful for it. I'm lucky, you know. I'm really lucky in that aspect. But some people aren't that lucky, and it just breaks my heart, you know. seeing people in my generation that are just either on the streets or just still at home, just getting fucking screamed at by their parents who have no idea how bad the economy is, you know. Yeah, especially with young men, it's pretty bad. So, yeah, I guess that's all I wanted to say for now. I don't know. I don't think I got nearly half as many points as I wanted to even say, but yeah, that's pretty much it.